Hello, this is Mark from Landmark Financial Services Group. As we continue to talk about the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, today we're going to talk about one of the most hotly debated provisions of the bill, and that's called the SALT deduction. And SALT is simply an acronym, so you might hear it, a lot of people talk about it, but it's simply an acronym for state and local taxes. Okay, so as many of you can remember, we've had a $10,000 limitation on deducting those taxes. That could be real estate tax, excise tax, income tax to Massachusetts or any other state, right? That's been limited to $10,000. That has now been increased under the new provisions starting in 2025. It's been increased to $40,000. All right, so it's a big win for many, many of our clients. However, it's not for every client, and that's because that deduction phases down when a joint income reaches $500,000 to $600,000 of adjusted gross income. It'll start to phase down. Once you get to $600,000 of adjusted gross income, the additional $30,000 is gone, and you're left with what you're used to, and that's the $10,000 state and local tax deduction. So that starts this year. This year, for the first time, next year, when we do your tax return for the very first time, we're actually going to start now asking for excise tax. Hadn't really needed to do that in the past, but we're going to start asking for it starting next year. If you have any questions about this or any other part of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, don't hesitate to reach out to me or anyone else here on the Landmark team. We'd be happy to answer your questions. Thanks.